doing WTF, or What the Fridays. Sorry I'm running a little late tonight. I had company over. I tentatively will be streaming tomorrow night, doing another round of Monster Prom since we're having a ton of fun with it. I want to go a little mellow tonight and have a little more of a relaxed evening, seeing as it's like 11:30 at night on the East Coast here. We are doing card battling games here. I'm going to play a few rounds of Slay the Spire, which has been out a while, but it's still technically in early access. If you own the game and you see me having access to things you don't recognize, I'm in the beta. I opted in for the beta build. So you can do that too, just be forewarned, you may lose your save data. Because I had that misfortune on my end. As of right now, I'm flying solo tonight, so it might be a little more quiet of a stream. I figured we'll have a little bit of a relaxed time tonight, have a nice way to ease into the weekend here. And I want to welcome everyone to the stream. To all the recent people who have subscribed on the channel, which I believe are Commander Root and Bruce Lee, thank you both. Certainly if you subscribe and I don't catch a notification, because I only have one monitor, if I'm going to be honest, because I don't have room. So I'm not always able to see when people are, pop up notifications in chat and all that. If I forget, message me rather, and I'll give you a shout out on stream. And I'm just happy you're on. Or rather, I'm happy you came aboard. But, you know, I'm just in for a chill mood tonight. And this will be a shorter stream, as I probably will do another one here this weekend. But you see, choose your character. On the current build, you have the Ironclad, who's like a paladin. You have the Silent, which is like a rogue, a lot of poison-based attacks. On the beta, there is the Defect, who's a robot who has... It's hard to describe. It's kind of like a mage. You have focuses that you have circling around you that each have a passive and direct effect. I really love the play style of this character, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Depending on how far I get in each one, I may do one of each. But again, I'm going to keep this relatively short tonight, maybe an hour, hour and a half. Again, I'm going to do this, and then depending how far I get or how I feel, we will do a little bit of Sentinels of the Multiverse, which is another interesting game. But again, happy Friday. Beautiful. So, if you're seeing here, and if you're wondering what I was typing, I was just horn stream out to Twitter, because you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's see what the levels look like. Everything looks pretty good here on my end. Hopefully this is coming out nicely on your end. But, this is just the omnipotent three-eyed whale. There's not a lot of lore in the game. You're essentially a character that wakes up in this tower, and you have to climb to the top and slay the end boss, who, spoiler, just kills you or knocks you out and sends you back to the bottom of the Spire. It's a card battling roguelike, basically. I'm going to go ahead and choose a card to obtain. This character I don't have a preferred build for yet because he's still, again, beta. And this is your pathway. Where you start determines, obviously, where you go. Hello. Regular enemies are these little icons. These are elites. You can rest or forge / upgrade your cards at the fire pits. And then there's little merchants, and the questions can be anything. And there are relics, like the Cracked Core, which is my starting relic, that do certain things, like add additional energy per turn, or make sure that every question mark is an item versus a monster. But I like the intrigue of the question marks, which can bite you in the butt. So we're going to go ahead and go in the middle. And this game is all RNG, so it can be frustrating at times. But here's your basic cards. You have strikes and defends. Initially, you can tell what your enemy is doing. They're going to buff themselves next turn, so I have no reason to block. I have 3 energy. I can get more depending on certain power-ups I get. And you just saw I did additional damage. My lightning does 3 damage passively at the end of my turn. If I evoke, and I need cards that allow me to do that, I will then do 8 damage. Channel 1 lightning. Now I do 6 each turn. He's going to attack me. I'll take the damage. I probably should have threw a block in there. I wasn't thinking. And this game is all about a balance of how big your deck is and how useful your deck is. You don't want too many cards because that can screw things up here for you. And there we go. So, if you're watching this at a later date, this isn't going to matter. For those of you tuning in with me here tonight, we are again looking to stream, and I tend to stream and usually have in chat with me with Wispy Draws. Definitely check out his channel. He does a lot of obviously drawing, and then there's the Deliciousness, who does gaming and drawing, and then Sarah, who doesn't stream, but that's the Wispy's fiance. She'll join us too a lot of the times. We usually just have fun. So I got gold, I have a steroid potion, which is new, and I get to add a card. There's skim, which allows me to draw 3 cards, which isn't a bad idea. I'm going to take the one that gives me 0 cost and allows me to draw additional card. And you can't say no to taking cards. Sometimes there just aren't ones you want. I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit rusty. I can gather gold and lose HP. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Why I'm grabbing gold is I'm hoping to run into a place to heal in one of the question marks on the way. You ideally don't want to skip the elites when you can avoid skipping them, because they do give you nice stuff. Usually a relic. Actually, not usually. Always a relic. Some relics suck. You can get really screwed by them, but most of them are good. He is doing a block and then he's buff. Now, Crack Core gives me 1 lightning at the start of my each time I go into combat. Nice thing I like with the defect is, as long as I have the right orbs active, even if I block my entire turn, I'm still doing damage. Now I just want to kill him, because I don't want to take 14 damage. Deal 4 damage for each channeled orb. I'm going to grab that because I can use that if I can get the right build. Now here's a merchant. I don't have enough gold to buy a relic, but I can look at my cards, or what my options are. Whenever you take damage, channel 1 lightning. This comes in handy. Deal 7 damage, draw 3 cards. All cards drawn this way. Discard all cards that don't cost 0. That's not a good card right now. Choose an attack from your draw pile. Place it in your hand. So out of what I have the options for, regen, I want to take this. And I could also remove a card. I have less than 12 cards. Wait, hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5. Less than 15. I can count. So I don't necessarily need to do anything yet. I could get rid of a block because I already have this one. So I'm going to do that. You want to make sure you have attacking and blocking cards, obviously, but you don't necessarily need them both. out of the same. And since I just went to a merchant, there's no point in going to this one. But I may want to, because I do want to get to a... You know what? Let's do this. And let's go ahead and defend. Now, I haven't used the steroid potion. It's a 1 turn +5 to strength, which strength boosts your attack. I think the other one's like an agility or something like that to boost your defense. Now, anytime he attacks me, I gain a additional orb. That card goes back into my discard, which means I can use it again, but it didn't really help me any because it, again, doesn't do any damage because I only had the 1 orb. Alright. So I can just go for the kill, which obviously make the most sense. Plasma gives me additional energy per turn. Now, if my health was a bit higher, I would smith, but I kind of want to rest. I probably didn't need to, but still. Now, these little looter bastards will take my money. Now you may be asking why I didn't use that card. I want both of these because I'm going to do extra damage. Got the looter dead. The looter, when he hits you, he takes cash, which sucks. So you'll see me get extra gold this turn. It's just a lot of getting my own gold back. Alright, you're doing 7 damage this turn, which means... just kill you. I realize you only have 7. And dead. Now we're going to fight an elite. Elite just means they are stronger, obviously. That's the general gist in any MMO. I do want to use fusion, but I think I'm more beneficial from blocking. Now you see these little gears down here. This is not important with this build, with this character, but with the silent, because I use a lot of poisons and different secondary effects, these are artifacts. These negate one of those debuffs. So if I go to use a poison, I can't, it'll just negate it, and then it goes away. I did that out of order, by the way, so I acknowledge I screwed up there. Now, there's plasma orbs, which give you extra energy. There are dark orbs, which do nothing on their own, but they grow in power every turn. And when they do that, when they're finally used, they do a massive burst of damage. They're great for a boss, because you can have one worth like 60 plus damage, which will help just instantly take down the boss. But I obviously need to get health back soon. Passive at the start of each turn, gain 1 energy. If I evoke it, I can gain 2 instantly. And dead. Now I get the ice cream, which energy is now conserved between turns. This is one, and I can't believe I got this randomly. This is one of the best relics in the game. And I'm going to get another relic because I found a treasure chest. Sundial. Every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile, gain 2 energy. Problem I have right now is I need to get health back. Dexterity. That's the one that gives you the bonus defense. I have no regen potion option, so I'm kind of in a rough spot. This guy sucks because if you debuff him, he gains tech. Didn't do much difference there. He might not be as bad with this guy because I'm not primarily doing debuffs to damage him. Now you saw I got my health back. Health, sorry, energy back. His damage goes up whenever I defend. There are frost orbs which give me passive block. So this is going to probably be a short run. Because sometimes it's just the cards you have. I'm not going to be able to kill him this turn. Actually, I might be able to. Got it! You no longer become weakened, which actually is a nice bonus. Let's take a leap, because bonus block is good. Now here's where it gets tricky. Do I want to go directly into a battle? I could potentially avoid an extra battle. Or I can get dicked like I just did right now. Oh, I screwed that up. That's alright. Oh no, I killed him anyways. Good. So I'm going to take 8, well, not quite 8 damage. I'm going to take 5 damage. So I'm still highly likely dying this round. Alright. Gonna survive another round. If I do die here, I'll show off another class. I did a brief Let's Play over on the YouTube channel, so if you want to check it out, that's, again, Chocobo Chokeslam. It was the first Let's Play series I did on the channel. Crap. I was hoping to kill him. So I'm going to be hurting. So I'm taking 5 damage. But But I did actually a playthrough with each character over on the YouTube channel. Good news is I'm not taking any damage this round. Not that I have a lot to give. Presently on YouTube, I'm doing Stay, Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Additional title, my one and only trip to North Korea. It's a weird game. I don't know what I just did. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not taking any damage, at least. It's a visual novel with a bit of a dating sim deal to it, where you are a pen pal going to North Korea, even though, obviously, if you know anything about international affairs, that's something that wouldn't happen. I don't have a single block, which means I'm dying this turn. Maybe. Crap. No, I didn't attack the right one. Son of a bitch. Well, welcome to a roguelike. You can either get a really good round and get to the... Because there's 3 floors presently. I'm assuming when this game's out of early access, you know, in the next 10 years. Developers, if you're watching this, I'm not knocking you. It's just a trope with early access games in Steam. A lot of games that are early access are games that either lost funding or just are first-time games for developers and don't always go well. This game, though, I highly recommend. It can be extremely frustrating at times because of the RNG factor. Developers, if you do come across this video, I would highly recommend the option to save a deck. So if I just want to jump in and have fun, I can jump in and load the deck I had. Now, I don't care about Snake, which just gives draw 2 additional cards. I'm going to choose a random boss relic. And I got Tiny House, which gives me potion, gold, raises my HP, I gain a card, and then I upgrade a random card. Crippling Cloud. Apply 4 poison and 2 weak to all enemies exhaust. As much as I like using that, I prefer to poison build. That's not ideally what I want. So let's take another tour up the tower. Maps are randomized every time. Enemies they're pretty much the same enemies on each floor, but they're relatively randomized. No, it's completely different cards, completely different playstyle. This is usually who I play as. Not so much now that I have access to the defect. I like poison because I'll get a stack of like 20 or 30 on the enemy. The first turn it does 30, the next turn it does 29 damage, and so on. Now I'm going to take a little bit, actually, just show you guys what this does, because I'm not actually coming in here to beat the game, although if it happens, cool. Now it only does 6 damage, which means I'm going to take 1 damage. Obviously, my block eats up whatever that number is, and whatever's left over, I take damage out. No, I would assume you understand how that works. And there goes the battle. That's not bad. But I want infinite blades. There's another, what they call the Shiv build. Do you have anything good I can buy? Potentially. I have an unfortunate habit of getting too many cards with this tune. Or this character style. Now, since I have almost full health, I'm going to go ahead and get another relic. which at the start of your turn deal 3 damage to all enemies. Now I got a curse card, which this one isn't that big of a deal. There are some that'll do damage to you. There are some, while they're in your hands, they will only allow you to play so many cards, regardless of your energy. And I'm not going to waste the weakness potion. Those potions honestly should be safe for elites and bosses, but I want to show off. And this is the curse. At the end of your turn, lose 1 HP for each card in your hand. That's not one of the better ones to have. So I'm going to be a little bit in a predicament here. So I took 2 damage there, but because I had block. And enemy down. There is a discard build, which is really good. I don't have all the necessary cards unlocked yet. I did, because I had everything unlocked, but then when I did the beta opt-in, I didn't read the directions. So I have to own that. I screwed up. I did things out of order, and I didn't back up my save file. Now, you saw me take an extra block card there, which means when I get here, I'm going to go ahead and discard a block. Or sorry, when I get to the merchant again. I think I can handle this. Smith. Whenever you are attacked, I now do 5 damage to the attacker. The silent, depending on what build you get, and I say build meaning there's different deck styles, and I honestly don't have direct say over what I'm going to do. It's a matter of what the game gives me the option to do, if I have to put it that way, with it being randomized. Just, you unlock cards that complement each build. That should kill him. Start your turn, apply 2 poisons to all enemies. Now, Riddle with Holes is not a bad card, especially when you upgrade it. But I tend to like being able to just blitz the hell out of the enemy at the start of my turn with as many attacks and things like that. You walk by an airy statue holding several masks. Something behind you softly whispers, "Stop." Serpent Head. Whenever you enter a question room, gain 50 gold. Ha! Alright, For me! Oh, yes. You see one of his arms flicker and your face is in its hand. Your face has been swapped. Nice face. That's gross. Oh, boy. I get 2 additional cards, which means I got what I had originally. And of course, because that's how it always is, I got enemies. So I'm going to apply Noxious Fumes, which means they get poisoned each time they attack, or at the start of each turn. I also did I forgot, what did I just play? Where I get a Shiv each turn. So I apply 2 poison each turn to the enemies. Unfortunately, I didn't pay attention. I'm taking a ton of damage, so we're going to negate some of that. I get another one where I toss poison and it bounces between characters, which is nice. So I'm going to want to heal next time I get a chance. Now I got all the block cards when there's no point. know how that goes. As well. There is a relic that allows me to carry over half my block each turn. Because you'll notice my block will disappear despite not being attacked. I don't agree with that decision, but I obviously don't control that. I'm entangled, which means I can't play attacks. Which means I'm getting hurt this turn. Or not. That was weird. So, the big guy dies next turn. When you would die, heal the 10% your max HP instead. Interesting, that's a new one. Flying knee gives me additional energy, that's actually a good one. Hopefully this is a... If I had more health, I would actually do that. I take a bunch of damage and get usually a pretty nice relic. But I can't afford to do that right now. I have a card that gave me 4 block, and then I get 4 block the next turn. Having a bunch of those in your deck comes in handy. Oh. As always, 0-cost cards are great. Used to be a fire pit. Oh. I'm gonna eat. Now, if the card just does nothing but sit in my deck, if I remove it or do anything with it, I lose HP permanently. I needed the card, though, because this guy. Or I needed to heal. Next turn, I think I start with 4 energy. Yep, okay, I was correct. Here's where it gets fun. Well, I'm going to be in trouble, by the way. Maybe not. He's good. He took poison damage. Next 2 chests you open contain 2 relics, excluding boss chest. Apply 5 poison. So right now the cards coming in are allowing me to have my poison build. I normally would smith again, but I need health. Obviously. So, I've got now only at 35, but... this boss sucks. This boss is relatively easy, except he has little flames around him. When they get all lit up, he does a massive attack. Although massive seems only be 18 at this point. What ends up happening, though, is he doesn't do a lot until it builds all the way back up. I didn't have any blocks anyways. It's all good. So I'll be down to, what, 19 health? And now I get these stupid burn cards. I went overkill there, but better safe than sorry. Plus, if I keep the poisons up, I don't have to do much. You saw I took damage there because of the curse in my deck. Now those burn cards go away if I beat the boss, so those don't permanently stay in my deck, thankfully. So, I mean, we're not doing too shabby here. Now, should I have probably played a better card? Probably. I'm close to killing them, so I figured go for it. He's dead. So long, sucker. Now I get gold, obviously, and I get a better card. So, usually. I don't always take them because they're not always great. Like, I really don't like any of these cards, so I'm going to skip. Calling Bell. Obtain 3 curses and 3 relics. Huge benefit, but huge risk. The Sozu. Gain energy to start, but I can't obtain a potions. This is the worst one in the game to take. I can forego potions. That's not the end of the world. Now let's look up the... And my health starts back up, if you noticed. Now, there really is no good path for me to take here. But I'm going to go here. And the enemies get harder on the second, and then even much harder on the third. Poison bypasses armor, which is nice. He has plated armor, which gives him 14 block. And then I'll go to 13 and so on. And I'm going to acknowledge that was completely accidental that I had just enough block. Take a little bit of the defense here. And I should have him dead next turn. Oh yeah, even if I don't damage him, he's dead from the poison. But I'll do it myself. And because of that, I couldn't get it. Now, exhaust cards aren't bad. They just aren't great either. I'm going to grab it just because. And I'm going to discard a card as soon as I get to the merchant. Now that's a dumb one. That's something new. I'm not familiar with that mechanic. But I'm going to go with that not being a good idea. I forgot to defend, so oh well. I'll take you 20 damage on top of what I already took. Now each has poison. You gotta kill them quick too, otherwise they run off with your money. You win the battle, but you don't get your cash back. Which I have a ton of cash right now, so I'm really trying to get to a merchant without dying. He's getting ready to flee. But I got all my cash back. I'm passing on that elite, by the way. Although I may go to it, because then I can show off the halberd. And then we'll jump over to a different game. Assuming I get out of this battle, because these guys are a pain. Yeah, I think we're going to be showing off the halberd quicker than I expected. Unless bird dies, I'm dead. There we go. I forgot I had that, though. Fairy in the bottle. We are at about 45 minutes. So I may do just the halberd and then call the stream here. I will figure out what's the game plan here shortly. Down to 3. This is the perks of a roguelike, folks. Don't always go to any plan. I'm gonna die here, but I'm gonna come back because of that fairy in a bottle. And I still died because the multi-attack. Now I unlocked. These are the cards I unlocked, which I didn't have before. Both of these are phenomenal for a poison build. Actually, so is this. This is a new card. So we're going to go ahead and do one more run with the halberd. Sorry, ironclad. I'm thinking different game. Same thing, just different game. I don't want to drop this relic because it heals me at the end of each battle. Now you might think, why didn't take the one with the 1 HP? I don't know. That probably was a good idea. And again, if you're just tuning in here, welcome. This is a Friday, What the Fridays. This will be a shorter stream tonight, so I apologize here if you're coming in this late. Probably only going to be a little bit longer. But thank you. If you missed the beginning of this, this will be uploaded to YouTube, but once the stream is done. Now, I find the Ironclad more boring. He has some cool options, but in particular, he has a build where it's basically the more you... It's a defensive build, but the more times you're attacked, the stronger your strength multiplies. And the 1 or 2 attacks you do massive damage. It can be interesting. Ethereal means if I don't use it that turn, it goes into my discard pile. Okay, I'll take the gold. Yeah, trust me, that's worth it, because I'm going to immediately get rid of the card. Whenever you play a power attack and skill in the same turn, remove all your debuffs. That's actually nice. Inflame gives me +2 strength, and I can reuse it throughout the battle, which is highly likely what I'm going to take right now. Or I could take Enlightenment, which reduces the cost of the cards in your hand to 1 for the turn. Interesting, but not quite what I want. So let's go with 2 strength. Strength ups the amount of damage each card does. Now, Vulnerable makes them take more damage. As you can see, 50% more for the next 2 turns. Got him down to 5 on 2 attacks. And dead. Gain energy, lose 3 HP. That can be useful. I'm going to skip. I don't like anything there. You don't have to take a card just to fill out your deck. The smaller deck is preferable, but you want it to be full of cards that are useful. Doesn't matter. I'm going to lose it anyway, so I might as well. I'm obviously going to drop a defend when I get the chance. Now he has a ritual that gives him 3 strength at the end of his turn. That was a little lame. Again, this game right now, let me check for you. I got it on sale a while back on Steam. It is right now $10.07, so it is still on sale. It's 37% off this week. It's normally about $15.99. I don't know if I'd say this is worth 15, 20, you know, that much, but like anywhere from like 5 to 12. I mean, if you ever see this at $5, grab it. I will 110% vouch that this is worth at least that. And for those of you that tune in when we do our multi-streams, so would Wispy and Deliciousness. I'm going to take Flex because the extra strength boost at no cost is nice. Flex is a temporary boost. I gain 2 during the turn and then lose it at the end. I don't have a lot of zero-cost attack cards yet, which is a problem. Now I have a +4 strength, which is beautiful. Now I go back down to just +2. I thought Inflame was multi per round, but it might be just the one. I wound up accidentally going to a more direct enemy build, or build row. That's the first 4. They tend to be mostly easy. Oh, that bash would have came in handy, but that's alright. Because I'm not going to take any damage. These little pill bug things can be annoying, the louses, because they can curl up and gain defense. Like that. I do recommend, if you're new to the game, play the Ironclad. It is the easier route, because I'm just constantly gaining health back. Iron Wave is a fantastic card, because it allows you to get rid of either a block or a attack card. I don't know. I think they want an upgraded card. Bottled Flame. Choose an attack card at the start of each combat. This card will be in your hand. So I will always have that card in my hand at the start of each combat. Oh, and you haven't seen the Blobos yet, so these guys will be fun. Well, that didn't help. Again, RNG, it's a roguelike. I believe the blob will eventually split. I think probably next time I damage them. Usually they get below half. It interrupts their current turn, and then they, I think, split and each have 22 HP. It's nice if you manage to get them down to 1, because then they split with 1 HP each. Bad. I was gonna say that'll die this turn. Blood Potion, heal for 10% your max HP. Some cards you want to have multiple in your deck. That's not one. Unfortunately, it was a defend, but that's fine. Not a big deal, though. If I can get him down with taking minimal damage, I should be up close to 70 health again. Not going to kill him, so let's go ahead and block. And dead. Well done. I'll take a 0 cost. It doesn't hurt. And obviously, I'm going to go ahead and smith here. I missed getting another relic outside of the treasure chest I found. But it happens. We're going to do Inflame Plus. If I get a couple of those in my hand, I can get +6 strength or more during battle. And obviously, for all intents and purposes, you want to get the looter down first. Alright, I guess I'm healing. Get to the next fire pit. Bonfire. You know what? I'm going to chance it. Ah, it's the card I wanted. Rupture. Whenever you lose HP from a card. It's not quite what I wanted, actually. Oh, hold on, game. Flex Plus. I didn't read all of Rupture. There's a similar card that's just... they may have changed it with one of the betas, but it was basically... you don't take damage, more or less. Let's get back to HP. Well, that didn't help me any. I was... I was trying to offset a lot of that damage. Really, the big thing you want early on, if you can get it, are cards that give you more energy. I'm likely going to die here because of the how strong that initial attack was. And the lack of relics. But that's alright. Close to death, so I figure we'll ride this out. I might survive this. Not by much, but... And that just... that hurts. Maybe? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, by the skin of our teeth. We got through that floor. If I can upgrade Juggernaut, I think it lowers the cost, which makes it a really usable card. Fusion Hammer, gain energy at the start of each turn. You can no longer smith. That's a bad idea. Runic Pyramid, at the end of your turn, you no longer discard. I'll take that. Now, picking 5 cards sounds like a good thing. I don't pick 5 cards. I get 5 random, like, things of cards to choose from. So I can wind up with 5 useless cards. I'm hoping you're enjoying seeing more of Slay to Spire. If you follow me on YouTube, you probably are like, wait, we're doing this again? And yeah, why not? Next Wednesday, we'll be back to regular Weeaboo Trash. I'm going to actually I have a couple new games I want to get into and check out. Amnesia, something or other is one of them. Amnesia Memories, there you go. But I'm going to probably do some more Everlasting Summer. If you don't remember what that was the visual novel where you're in like a KGB camp. And you were an adult that somehow is a teenager again. And implications are either potentially that it's like purgatory or like aliens. So I'm more or less curious to see what the hell the plot is. I'm realizing that this wasn't the best move. I mean, the good news is I have something to do every round, but without anything to give me more energy, this isn't going to work. You're probably going, why did you do that first? I wasn't paying attention. Got a relic. Question card. On future card reward screens, I have one additional one to choose from. That's the first time I've gotten this guy twice in a row. No, I don't want your drugs, bro. Do I look like Mama Murphy? Fallout 4 reference for those that get it. I'm going to get rid of Rupture because that's honestly not going to help me the way I wanted to. At the end of your turn, lose 1 HP now. If I don't block, I get 6 block. That's actually a useful card. And you're saying, why don't... Oh, I'm not in the right spot yet. So you're saying click the right spot. And son of a... I hate these things. You'll see why in a second here. I had to hit these guys 3 times to knock them out of the ground, and then they won't attack. And stupidly, instead of going after one of the ones that was attacking, I went after the defending one. But, hey, it is what it is. Thankfully, they're only doing 5 damage each. Alright, not gonna take any damage this round. Caca. Now, when they get knocked down, it interrupts them for that turn, so if they're attacking, they stop. I'm going to take some damage because he was doing 13. Okay, game, well, let's slow down a little here. I'm going to want to go ahead and kill him. Knocked him out of the sky, so he doesn't do anything this turn. Now it dies. No. I don't have a lot of going on with this deck right now. Iron Waves probably makes the most sense. I hate this fight. Now there's mixed kind of views on strategy for this fight. His buff is he adds armor. This jack-off heals, the Mystic. I want to get rid of him first. Some people encourage getting rid of the armor guy first. That makes my life easier. Alright. So whenever I gain block, I do 3 damage. Which means I can do 9 damage just simply blocking this turn. Well, that didn't work for me. Got him that time, though. Let's keep plugging along here. This is giving everybody a nice little demonstration of this game. Gained a whopping 8 HP. That potion is literally worthless. I have a hunch we're dying. Well, let's not go out like a bitch. Seven health left, so we're gonna die, folks. Still gonna die. Actually, no, I'm probably gonna have 1 HP left. I just snorted too. Well, let's go out with a blaze of glory. That was a fun run. Well, alright, so I got to show off all 3 classes currently available in the beta build of the game. That's the card I wanted, Spot Weakness. I can reuse it every time I get it in my hand, and as long as I use it on when an enemy is attacking, I gain 3 strength. It is a great card. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining me for an albeit late What the Fridays, or is this now turned into What the Friday / Saturday. So I think we'll call it an early stream here tonight. I want to thank you for keeping me company. Keep an eye out over the weekend for those that are watching this the weekend of the 14th. Well, 13th, but now it's the 14th. We may be doing another Monster Prom multi-channel stream. I look forward to seeing everybody there. You can catch this on Twitch. Catch me on Twitch. Typically every Wednesday and Friday, and I will usually do 1 or 2 surprise streams throughout the week as time permits. This past week I did a Nessathon on Tuesday and hung out with Wispy and Deliciousness while they streamed yesterday. But you can catch myself on YouTube. We'll just type in Chocobo Chokeslam. If you're into wrestling, well, I got a wrestling podcast. Just spoiler warning, the WWE's been pretty terrible as of late, so... but as a fan, it's still fun to talk about. I also do Let's Plays and other gaming-oriented content. So feel free to check that out, and as well as whatever I got on the Twitch channel here. Want to thank everybody that joined me tonight for the stream for joining. I know it's late. Everybody have a wonderful weekend and take it easy, and I will be back on here soon. Peace out. Have a wonderful night.